Hi everybody and welcome to this month's Fertility and Hormone Inspiration. My name is Justine Evans and I'm a hormone alchemist and a fertility expert, a registered naturopath, nutritional therapist and healer. Each month I offer a step-by-step approach to your hormones, and this really helps you just work with nature, work with the wheel of the year, and also work with proper food to support your hormonal health. So I've been doing this for some years now using my Creation Fertility Oracle Guide that I wrote, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago now. So I pulled the cards and actually this is a recorded version of my Zoom meeting that my Zoom group that I ran last night, but I'd forgotten to record it, so here we go again. Okay, so I did 2 cards this month, and also each month we're also discussing a plant, and that really helps you connect with nature, but also with the season, and also really shows you how you can look after your hormones and your health, but using plants that you find on an everyday basis within the UK. So the plant for this month is Dandelion. And the 2 cards that I drew, one of them is card 31, water, and the other one is card 25, the waning moon. Now within these cards, I provide connections with the moons, with food, with lifestyles, pranayama, yoga, all sorts of different things, and the goddess, because I believe as a naturopath that it's not just one aspect that supports us. We have to work with everything, and that includes the emotion as well as the physical body. So the waning moon this month is actually, the waning aspect of the moon phase is after the full moon. So whilst I'm saying this now, I'm recording it now, and it's at the new moon phase, the actual aspect that we're really focusing on and learning about this month is the waning moon. Okay, so anyway, let me begin and let's start off with Dandelion. Now, I'll probably be talking for about half an hour. When I was doing the Zoom inspiration last night, we spoke for about an hour, but these are more in depth, so I'll try and keep it as simple as I can for you, for my YouTube and for my blogging purposes. But if you want to join my Zoom inspiration, you're more than welcome to do that. All you have to do is send me an email at contact@justineevans.co.uk. And also, if you want to have more information about what I'm talking about right now, then if you go onto my website, which is justineevans.co.uk, then go onto the news and you'll find all the information there. Or if it's specifically about fertility that you're interested in, then please sign up to receive fertility inspiration on a weekly basis, and that's at creationfertility.com. So anyway, let us begin. So dandelions, gosh, they're amazing, aren't they? Amazing little weeds and plants, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere, and they're abundant. They're really difficult actually to get rid of if you're a gardener. And also we can use the root, the leaves, the stems, and the flowers. So they're absolutely fantastic, and they really link with the solar plexus and the energy, the emotion of it, particularly when I'm working with spagyric medicine. That we always think about the emotion of the plant as well, and the emotion of it is sun energy. It's a doing plant, okay, so it helps with determination, with courage, with strength, with positivity. In fact, it's quite a yang plant, in the fact that it's encouraging you to do something, and the emotions that it really connects with are bitterness and anger, and resentment, because they're very much liver related emotions. And what dandelion does is it helps you bring it up into your heart center and release it. So it's really fabulous. Okay, it's a real superhero for women's health, that's what I think. And this month what I'm suggesting you do is either gather some and use them in your bath, and connect with them and go on a meditation journey in your bath and allow their energy to work with you transdermally, or you can eat the leaves, and put them in your salads and really support your liver and your bile flow that way. Or you can use them as a tea and make a tea with them. So obviously you need to double check that. I need to put a disclaimer in about that. You know, I'm not talking to you individually. I don't know what your personal needs are. You need to check with your health professional as to whether it's suitable for you before you do any of my suggestions. Okay. So from a spagyric basis, going back onto the emotion of the plant, is that we really feel that when we choose dandelion, there's been a lot of suffering in our lives. There's something that is often really supportive for people who've got low self-esteem, low self-respect, people who find it very easy to complain about things. And actually, for most of us, I think that that's true right now. It's been a difficult 12 months, and some of us have had very difficult lives anyway. And for fear of being shouted at, as a woman, we often have to deal with these kind of emotions because we're still gathering our energy for equality. So dandelion also represents community and springtime, and it's a very social plant. And it's interesting that it's come this month because, you know, we still are not able to socialise the way that we would normally be able to do. So it's a plant of strength and determination, okay? And it connects with the planet of Jupiter. So that's it on an emotional level. On a physical level, it is amazing for the hormone system. And the reason that I believe it's so good is because of its influence over the liver and the gallbladder. And we store so many of our hormones in the liver. Okay, it stores estrogen. It helps. It's a detoxification vessel. It helps with our metabolic pathways. All of these things are happening in the liver, and dandelion really supports that. So whilst we often consider things like vitex, rhodiola, St Mary's thistle, milk thistle, geranium as other plants to support the liver and our hormone balance, actually dandelion is a really fabulous tool, and personally I find that it works amazingly for me. It also is really supportive. It helps towards histamine and allergy balance, and this also connects with when we're dehydrated. So this is what we'll be going on to this a little bit more as well. So it's great for cleansing the bladder and the kidneys. So really think about fluid retention, recurrent UTIs, heavy metal detoxification, any kind of needing where we need to reduce the risk of like kidney stones, gallstones. It helps make bile as well. It helps break down foods. So it's absolutely fantastic as a detoxification support. It also supports the pancreas. So blood sugar, weight loss. And if we're thinking again about hormones, you know, the liver and the pancreas are often really connected when it comes to hormonal and blood sugars. So think about PMS, mood swings, polycystic ovaries, diabetes type 2, and then the mood, depression, anxiety, migraines, headaches, insulin resistancy, and many perimenopausal symptoms. So dandelion can be quite useful for this. So really it's the plant for the liver and the gallbladder, as I've already explained. Great for helping reduce cholesterol as well. And it's a calming plant, okay? It's a bitter. So it is great for digestive enzymes and support nutrients as well. So you know, I love the dandelion. I really do. I think that it also really supports the thyroid. Again, that's that liver influence and thyroid conversion hormones, okay? So if you are suffering from any kind of menses issues, so whether that's heavy bleeding, weak bleeding, painful periods, premenstrual tension, hot flushes, you know, skin issues, acne, eczema, psoriasis, scalp for the dandruff, then dandelion can often support this because these are all related to liver issues. So that's where we're going with Dandelion this month. Now, it may be that you actually don't link with this at all, and so don't do it. Work with one of the other things that I'm going to suggest. But it may well be that Dandelion really works for you. Now, other ways of working with Dandelion is actually more from a mindful practice. So perhaps you'd like to draw some dandelions and work with them. Maybe you would like to go on a mindful journey and do some meditation about dandelion. Maybe you would like to bathe in it, as I've already discussed, or maybe you would just like to have some in your house. I don't think they last very well in water actually, but give it a go and see how you feel about that. But they're a lovely, lovely sunny plant, and they really link with springtime. So give it a bash. So the second thing, you could also drink dandelion coffee, by the way, and I will be putting a link on my website where you can get some really beautiful dandelion coffee, which is a company that's a local company made in the UK. So next, let's talk about water, because you know, this is something that comes up within my practice a lot, and a lot of people think that fluids generally mean water. Well, no, this isn't the case. We are, as humans, we are made of around, we contain about 70% water. Now, the moon controls tides. It controls cycles. It controls water. And as humans, we are full of so much water, 70% approximately. So the moon obviously controls us, but how much water do we truly drink? Because water isn't Coca-Cola, it's not fizzy drinks, it's not carbonated drinks, it's not tea, it's not coffee. It's water. That's what water is. And we need it. We honestly need it to thrive and survive, and for our hormones to be happy. We need it at cellular level. That sodium potassium pump is so important. And if our sodium potassium pump is working efficiently, then we are likely to be extremely healthy. You know, water affects every single action in our body. I did a little list of health symptoms here. Sorry, I keep referring to my notes, but anyway. So symptoms of water dehydration include muscle cramps, bone issues, sore tongue, a dry vagina, dry skin, premature aging, low libido, fatigue, tiredness, stress symptoms, headaches, migraines, joint pain, inflammation in the body, tinnitus, heart disorders like tachycardia and heart palpitations, panic attacks, depression, anxiety, congestion in the body, dry mouth, digestive health issues, sleep issues, coughs, sore throats, sinusitis, poor exercise tolerance, breathlessness, hay fever, allergies and bloating. Now, I know that these symptoms can be related to many other different things as well, but for this month, let's just work with water and see whether any symptoms disappear that you are suffering with, okay? Because water supports alkalinity within our body. At cellular level, we need to be alkaline. It's only our stomach that we really want to be acidic so that we can break down our foods efficiently. Water transports nutrients to tissues. This helps us. This helps us energize. It helps us work efficiently. It's our pump. It's our detoxification vessel. It's not only our detoxification vessel, but we need that. It helps us digest our food. It helps with our mucosal lining. It helps with the integrity of us at cellular level. It stimulates bowel movements. It encourages a recurrent bowel movement rather than constipation. It supports our skin. Our skin is a detoxification vessel. It supports kidneys, reduces the risk of recurrent UTIs. It helps us think clearly, concentrate, exercise better. improves our mood. It helps us with our temperature, okay? Plays a major role in fever, as we know, but it also plays a major role in just maintaining our body temperature. It encourages healthy breathing. Our lungs need humidity. We don't want dry lungs. And as it is, we're coping a lot with masks right now. So water will really improve this, okay? It reduces allergy symptoms. And actually, we develop histamine more in our body when we're dehydrated. And we know that histamine increases with allergies. So if you can try and keep your water intake up and hydrate yourself, then it will really support it. It supports your immunity and function of your digestive tract. 70% of the immune system is based in our intestines. So if we can keep our cellular and mucosal integrity in good health, then we're going to be in better health, okay? So what dehydrates us? Well, coffee, alcohol, salt, refined foods, stress, anxiety, heavy metals, bubbly drinks, okay? Even, water has a pH value of 7, whilst bubbly water, even if it's the ones without sugar in, like carbonated water, is usually 5 to 6. It's more acidic. So how can we increase water this month? What can we do? Well, we can eat more plant-based foods because naturally they hold more water, okay? If you're suffering from allergies, you can use a neti pot maybe, which is a saline water thing. We can drink more plain water, all right? Spring water is ideal. Sip slowly throughout the day rather than guzzling it down, because the likelihood is you're going to wee then. So take it slowly. Have a bottle of water on your desk and sip it throughout the day. Keep it at room temperature. You'll absorb it much better then. You could be in the shower and blast yourself with cold water at the end of your shower every day. That really supports transdermal absorption, but also hormonal balance. Include Epsom salt baths and the Dandelions, as I've said. This also really will support the calcium-magnesium ratio in your body, but also helps you absorb water transdermally. You can imagine that you're in your shower, you can imagine that you're under a waterfall and do a meditation, imagining that the water is really cleansing and hydrating you, cleansing your aura every day, and going down into the earth. And the other thing that you could do is drink linseed tea every day, which is really great to support hydration, but also really support that fatty acids as well to support that integrity of your cell at cellular level. Okay, so that sodium potassium pump. So that's another thing that you would be able to do, and I will put that recipe on my website for you. Okay, so they're just suggestions that you might do. Now, with my hormone inspiration and my fertility inspiration, I really suggest that you do one of these things, or maybe 2. If you can do all 3, fantastic. But do the one that resonates with you. Listen to your body. Okay, this is a generalized blog. These are my suggestions, my ideas, and you've got to do the bit that resonates with you. So please do that, okay? Don't imagine that you have to take all of this on. So finally, let's talk about the waning moon. So the moon has 4 phases. The new moon, which is the phase when we're building and setting our intentions, and that energy is building up, okay? Then when we reach the full moon, that's when we're letting go. So if you are putting a project together, then you would hopefully start that around the new moon, and you would work with it and build it up, and hopefully around the full moon you'd be able to release it, and it will be coming to its fruition, and it will be coming to its place where you're able to share it with other people or work with it. Maybe there's another aspect of it that's working. So after the full moon, we reach the waning moon aspect, okay? And the waning moon is when the full moon is reducing down. Now, for many women, if you're trying to aim for a baby, this might be just after your conception window. I have found personally that a lot of women either bleed or their conception window is either around the full moon or the new moon, okay? So it's a good time to link it and to follow your hormones and to see what's happening about that. But actually, creativity and our sacral chakra, of which is a water element, doesn't always have to be about creating a baby, okay? It can be about creating a project, or it could be about art. It could be about anything, okay? It could be about anything. It could be about cooking. It could be anything, okay? So if you are around from the full moon coming back towards the new moon, this period is the time when it's a really good time to, if you want to break a bad habit, this would be the start of that time, okay? That would be a really good time to do that. If you really want to start changing your diet, this is actually a really nice time to do it as well, as in the letting go aspect of it. What is it that you're really letting go? So at the new moon, you might start to follow like my water bit or whatever my inspiration is. But at from post full moon, the waning moon time would be the time of letting go of maybe your coffee or smoking or vaping or arguing with somebody. And it's the time of making amends and resolving things. It's this time to start taking things apart. So, ending bad relationships. It's a time for you to review your endeavours, okay? Correct mistakes. It's time to settle disputes, to let go of old ways of thinking and doing. I'm just going to check my notes again, okay? It's the second half of the cycle. For many people, I've already discussed that. It's the time for the creative release, okay? And the energy is changing now. So it's time to slow down a little. Allow the energy to go inwards, because in the second half of your cycle, you're actually coming in now. It's time where a lot of women go quieter. We need more time for silence, more time for thinking, more time for us. Okay, and it's sort of a time for withdrawing. So almost like the moon is in it, so the goddess would be in her crone, more in her crone aspect. She's coming from the mother to the crone now. So it's more about the wisdom of the month. What have you learned from it? What's correct for you? And a really great way of doing that is to work with your womb energy and use Yoni Shakti Mudra and place that on your womb, on your sacral chakra, and spend time just breathing into that, okay? And connect with your womb center. Find out what's right for you right now. Think about how you're feeling, what's working for you, what isn't working for you, how your work is going, how your fertility journey is going, how your perimenopause is going, what's happening with your fibroids, what's happening with endometriosis, how is your health plan supporting you right now. Sometimes we can use it more intuitively as well. So maybe you would like to draw down my womb template that I have on my website, and maybe you would like to do some mindful work within that, maybe connecting with your womb center or with a project or even with the 4 phases of the moon. We've only really explored the waning side, the waning phase right now, because that's what this month's fertility and hormone inspiration from my cards has directed me to do. But really connect with your sacral chakra, that creative center, that place where you can really connect with your hormones, with your cycle. I find in my practice that a lot of my clients, whether they have a womb or not, this is the time when a lot of things happen to them. They may well be, even if they're not cycling, this might be the period that they're getting more hot flushes. This might be the period that they're suffering with their sleep. This might be the period where they're suffering with their mental health more. This might be the period where they suffer more with anxiety. This may be the period that they're feeling their most creative. This may be the period where they need that meditation and they need a lot more yoga. This may be, it can be anything really. So this is the time, this month is track how you are feeling around the waning moon cycle, because that will help us next month work on what's right for you. So my name's Justine Evans. Thank you so much for listening to Hormone and Fertility Inspiration. For all of this information, you can get more about it at justineevans.co.uk and creationfertility.com. And blessings, and look after yourselves. See you next month.